Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Watcher Guru. Elon Musk confirms X will launch its own email service. I'm waiting for the X payment service to be launched. You know, X has a lot of payment license throughout the United States, those money transmitter license. But you know who else has a lot of money transmitter license? That's right, Ripple. Take a listen to Raul Advani.
But right now, regulation is at the state level. Right?
Yeah, state level, yeah.
So Ripple has about 40 money transfer licenses in the US.
State level.
At the state level, across the various states. We also have a BIT license in New York. We also have a trust license through Standard Custody, who we just acquired out of New York as well. At the same time, we're regulated in Singapore. We have a major payments institution license in Singapore from the Monetary Authority of Singapore. We're also regulated in Ireland by the Central Bank of Ireland. We're on the VASP registry. So we're looking at, the universe of, regulators out there and which would be the appropriate fit for us. But the intent is to be a regulated stablecoin.
Okay.
So I'm expecting RLUSD to run across those money transmitter license here in the United States. I think XRP will eventually run on those money transmitter license as well. But the irony here is this. Ripple has money transmitter license and so does X. So it would make sense if X and Ripple came together in a payment service. Let's wait and see where it goes from here. I see so many people saying it's just going to happen one day when you least expect it. And most likely that's how it will be rolled out. But we're just not quite there yet. And a lot of people are still speculating on this still. If I had put a percentage on this happening, I would say it's greater than 50% that X will utilize XRP at some point in the future. This comes from Mr. Man. Congratulations. Welcome to the new 1% class of the world. You've graduated from the lower levels of money into the upper echelon of the 1%. Signum is the world's first digital asset bank and a digital asset specialist with global reach states. Crypto assets with institutional investors becomes a legitimate asset in portfolios, and this will be a standard practice beginning in 2025. I hope you're ready for what happens next. Whenever you could put crypto inside of a portfolio and borrow against that value, borrow against crypto, that changes everything for institutions. I do believe crypto assets will be inside portfolios in 2025 on the institutional level. I think it's going to happen quickly. I think we're going to get very rich as that happens. Majority of the world's population will never see the underlying structure of a money transmission. All they will know is sender and recipient. Much like an IP packet is invisible to the average internet user. The fact that you can own the middle bar is a miracle. And you see the middle bar is XRP. But you're going to have this happening, and most people are not even going to realize that their payment just traveled over blockchain or was utilized through crypto. Nobody outside of crypto is ever going to understand this. Even some new investors coming into this space holding XRP, they really don't know what they're holding. It's just a friend told them, hey, you better buy this before time runs out. Once they figure out what they're actually holding, then they'll realize the capability of this cryptocurrency because it's built to move money all around the world. Ripple is Bitcoin for banks. Banks hold more money than your peers. uses within trade finance. And you see it. It's Bitcoin for the banks. But what about Bitcoin and ETH? They fall outside the formal financial system. You're never going to utilize ETH or Bitcoin inside the new financial system because they're too slow. They're always congested. They're always held back. It's just like trying to make a process go through, and it's so expensive. Nobody wants to pay major fees anymore. Who do you know transacts in Bitcoin? I think I only ever met one actual person that made a transaction with Bitcoin. Most of them are just hodling it, or they look at it as a store of value. And most of the people that you talk to, even on X, they're not even holding one whole Bitcoin. Same thing is going to happen in the future. You're going to be seeing people that are only holding a piece of an XRP. That time is going to come, and it's going to start with the new financial system. But this is the best video out there explaining what XRP Ledger is built to do. Take a listen to Matt Hamilton.
I think that is a really good reason for cryptocurrencies and, deflationary cryptocurrencies like XRP that have a finite supply that can't be inflated specifically, meet that requirement. One of the biggest issues with Bitcoin is its scalability. It's whatever it is, 7 transactions or 10 transactions a second, whatever it can do, then every person in the world is going to be, if they wanted to use Bitcoin, they could make 2 transactions in their entire lifetime, and that would be the capacity used up. So the only way in which Bitcoin can actually kind of scale to be usable is to have additional things like layer 2 networks or custodial networks or whatever, that unfortunately, in making it more useful, remove a lot of the very key, interesting concepts that Bitcoin is known for, right? And that Bitcoin uses. So I totally agree. Bitcoin was revolutionary. It was great when it came out. It was fantastic. And I totally agree with what you're saying in terms of its goals. The problem being is that from a pragmatic point of view, it's just not usable in society with the number of people that want to be able to use it, right? The transaction fees are just too high, and they're going to get higher. As the mining subsidies disappear, then the fees are going to get higher and higher, and it's going to be your banks, your rich people, whatever, they're going to use it, because the everyday person is just simply not going to be able to afford to transact on Bitcoin. So they're going to have to use layer 2s that just, most of those remove the interesting aspects that make Bitcoin unique. And so you might as well use something instead that is far more pragmatic with this approach. And like I said, the XRP Ledger was created by Bitcoin developers who understood this, right? That is why they created the XRP Ledger, because they understood this. And one of the first use cases of Bitcoin, of the XRP Ledger, was to tokenize Bitcoin.
And that's why I've been saying they're going to tokenize Bitcoin on the XRP Ledger. It's going to be tokenized on the Hedera network, on the Stellar network. And once Bitcoin starts running on the XRP Ledger, it's not going to have the value it has today. All the interesting aspects of Bitcoin are just going to disappear. And anybody still holding it, they're never really going to transact in it. It's like buying XRP and never being able to buy anything with XRP because the fees would be too high to buy anything with it. Who would want to hold something like that? That's why I said, eventually, we're going to see a shift. The smart money is going to be out of Bitcoin. Even Larry Fink at BlackRock, he's going to pull all of their customers away from those Bitcoin ETFs eventually, and he's going to get them into tokenizing assets, real-world assets, and utility, because that would be the smart move for BlackRock as well. Bring your customers into something that they could actually hold on their balance sheet and utilize on a daily basis to move money around the world. The former director at the Bank of New York, Mellon, and current chair of the Boston Blockchain Association, highlights the fact that BNY Mellon invited Ripple in 2017, and Ripple wanted to do an ICO with the bank. Take a listen to this. This happened in 2017. And then you will realize the way the banks look at XRP.
My background. So, I come from a traditional finance background, obviously. At Bank of New York Mellon, I was a managing director for what's called basically the financials and non-bank financials, which is all the asset managers, hedge funds, private equity, money service, money transmitter, captive finance companies. So kind of all the financials, if you will, mostly non-bank, a non-traditional bank, let's say. So I would say that my journey into blockchain started in 2017 when I was asked to join a meeting where Bank of New York Mellon had invited in Ripple. And Ripple wanted to do an ICO with the bank, and that ICO was a BK coin. I went to the meeting and realized I was really not understanding very well what they were talking about. I understood that there was a lot of friction within our existing capital markets and the structure of the middle back office, but I wasn't sure of the technology. I didn't really understand it. I didn't really understand some of the words they were using, and I decided that I would take a course. So I did take a course at Oxford and really gained a lot of knowledge about the technology. When I finished the course, I came back to my boss and said, oh my gosh, we have to move very rapidly. We need to partner with fintechs because if you are in the banking world, you realize that the infrastructure of the banks is 40 years old, certainly in the United States, and that we couldn't turn this around in short order, but we needed to start understanding the technology and using it. And some of these fintechs were using it like a peer-to-peer network. So I started garnering relationships with these fintechs, bringing them into the bank and asking us, could we partner and what would that look like? My journey started in 2017, 2018, did all that, met with the CEO of the business and brought in several companies. And of course, the bank said, we're not interested. And, I can tell you many of the reasons why. Part of it is control. Part of it was security at that time at 2018, but there wasn't a lot of interest. At the same time, I was introduced to a serial entrepreneur who wanted to start a blockchain-enabled company around something that we called crowdfunding for corporations. Long story, I ended up leaving the bank. We started the company. COVID hit. We never could acquire a customer. I joined Boston Blockchain, became the chair, and then was approached last December to start a company with a media partner called Tab Group to really focus on women in the digital asset space.
So you could see that she understood that the technology is game changing and it's going to change everything around the banks. It's going to disrupt the entire banking system. And she instantly went back to her boss and was like, listen, we need to partner up with this technology or we're going to get left behind. Now, fast forward to 2024, where we are now, and all of a sudden the banks are knocking on Ripple's door, asking about the software, asking about the technology, because whoever gets this first, they are going to be ahead of everyone else. They're going to beat their competition to this. That's why we're going to see a massive change in the banking system going into 2025. Once regulations come, this is going to open up very quick. And that's why you don't want to sell too soon. Did you know that SWIFT replaced Telex in 1977? Telex ran from 1930 to 1977, 47 years. SWIFT, 1977 to 2024, 47 years. Now it's time for SWIFT to be replaced by XRP. Time is running out. Only 17 more days to go. But if you look at this, Telex didn't just disappear. They actually ran into the 1990s. But they eventually became irrelevant and everybody changed over to SWIFT. Same thing is going to happen with SWIFT. They're going to work side by side with Ripple. And RippleNet, a lot of people will jump off of SWIFT and start utilizing it. And as that continues to happen, eventually Ripple will just replace SWIFT. And that's what I see happening in over the coming years. Now, it's not going to happen like an overnight event, but it is going to happen in a short period of time. I don't even think Swift has most likely 5 to 10 years left in it. I'm talking at like the level it's at now, but it will eventually become irrelevant compared to XRP and RippleNet, because we're holding the future. Swift, they're still dragging their feet. The BIS, they're pushing full steam ahead. They could care less if they leave Swift behind or not. Same thing with BRICS. They're tired of Swift. It was weaponized against Russia. It's weaponized against other countries that want to join the BRICS. BRICS will most likely utilize RippleNet and XRP as an alternative. There are 16-year-olds making in a day what some guys earn in a year on Wall Street. The game has changed. Those who don't embrace crypto will be left behind. Simple as that. That comes from Gordon. And it's true. There's more money in crypto than there is in the stock market. The stock market is a place you go to if you already have a lot of money. If you don't have a lot of money, you're not going to make a lot of money in the stock market. But in crypto, you could come here as a 9-to-5 working guy or girl, put some money in week over week, and all of a sudden you're a millionaire. That's how game-changing crypto is. And I even said, in this alt season, people will be cashing out more money than some people make working 40 years at a job. And people still think crypto is a scam. You know, there's people out there that still think that the government is going to end crypto one day. They tell you, oh, the government's just going to outlaw it and it's all going to zero. We are at a time where the government is now embracing crypto. Pro-crypto president, pro-crypto Congress, pro-crypto SEC. Things are changing very fast. And anybody not invested in crypto right now, they're going to be left behind in the short term. But that's how game-changing crypto is. You know, you could either do one of two things. You either invest in something, or you go to work and you blow your money at the bar, you buy useless shit you don't even need, or you invest. And if you invest in the right way, all of a sudden you could go to the bar every week and you could buy all the worthless shit you ever want. Because crypto can easily give you life-changing money. It can lead you it could put you on the path to generational wealth. That's how game-changing crypto is. For the first time in history, we beat the institutions to this space. This has never happened before in history. Retail beat the institutions to crypto. All you got to do now is sit back and do nothing. Just wait to get that financial freedom. Get that generational wealth. JM Bullion now accepts XRP. We're going to see a lot more of this as well. Because a lot of people realize that people in crypto, they don't want to cash out into useless, worthless US dollars. I mean, the US dollar only gets weaker as time goes on because they print it out of thin air. So a lot of people would love to cash out into gold or silver. And I see these ads all the time for bullion, or we buy gold here, we accept crypto. Because people in the crypto space, they don't hold their money in a bank account, they hold their money in crypto. They don't want to cash out their crypto into US dollars. They want to cash out into something like gold and silver. Or you just cash out some XRP into RLUSD and then hold that RLUSD, because the bank is not even giving you 1% on your money. I already see exchanges saying if you're going to hold RLUSD, we'll give you 5 to 7%. But those numbers are going to change over time. I'm still looking at passive income and not having to sell any of my XRP. That's the path forward for me. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.